Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure into your pirates, eh?
Make the jump to life speed.
Hey everyone, I'm going to take you on a guided tour today of DCA. The park hasn't even opened yet, and we're going to start here with Buena Vista Street. We're going to get to dig into some of the details here. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So Buena Vista Street is set in 1923, 1920s, 1930s when Walt Disney arrived in Los Angeles, and it's supposed to depict a neighborhood that is like something that he would have come to Los Angeles and seen. So here's the town square. There's a store here called Oswald's, which is a nice tie-in because Oswald is the second character that Disney ever created, but it's a very successful character that he lost to Universal for many years early on, and it's part of the reason that he created Mickey Mouse in reaction to that. So, pretty cool place. Over here there are services. This is where the trolley will charge, and there'll be a station here once that is running again. But over here there is usually some plaids that you can find to talk to. Oh, no. Plaids are right over there at the Chamber of Commerce. If you need anything with your app, or if you have any problems, or you need information, or you need something with like DAS or anything like that, go over to the Chamber of Commerce. But here there are restrooms and lockers, and the Kingswell shop used to be about picking up photos, but that isn't happening so much anymore. You have Mortimer's here. You can pick up some snacks and fruit. Mortimer was one of the first names they thought of for Mickey before they named him Mickey Mouse, and also a character who became Mickey's arch nemesis, so Mortimer. There's a huge store on that side of Buena Vista Street that stretches between all of these buildings, and Big Top Toys is in the center of it, and over here Julius the Cat is actually Disney's first animated character that he created. So there's some cool homeware that you can get over here, the Julius Katz and Son. Also with Elias and Company, it's very much like a department store, really, really pretty store, very nice. And they're a huge place, and they're all connected, so you can go on one end. All of these are just exits right now. You can't actually go in all of them anymore. Atwater Ink and Paint Club is also another charming store with a lot of homewares and housewares. Here this morning at Trolley Treats, you can come in, you can see them making candy. They're getting ready to make some delicious caramel apples, and I think I see some English toffee being made over there. Some cake pops. Here at Trolley Treats is this cool big rock candy mountain with the trolley coming around it. This song was popularized by Burl Ives, who's a Disney legend, I believe. I don't know if the trolley's running today or not. Just the sounds. Trolley Treats attaches over to Clarabelle's, which is an ice cream shop. And they also have these like cool like hand-dipped ice cream bars you can get different toppings on, and it attaches over to the Fiddler Pfeiffer Practical Cafe, which is the Starbucks here. And Fiddler Pfeiffer and Practical Cafe is named after the Three Little Pigs. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, and we hope to enjoy your day with us here at the Disneyland Resort.
That was Camille Dixon, who is the English voice of DCA. I'm going to need to learn who the Spanish voice is. This is the partner statue with Walt and Mickey And there's some cool little nods to the year that he arrived and where he arrived on the luggage. July 1923, packed all his worldly goods, only had $40 in his pocket when he arrived. Elias and Company connects all the way down to, all these stores connect all the way down. Very nice stores. Right here in this circle, at Christmas, winter holidays, and Halloween, there's trees or statues here in the circle. Buena Vista Street area, there's not a whole lot of rides. The red car trolley isn't operating yet, so that would be the only real ride. But it's a nice throwback to old school department stores. It's really nice. So some nice clothing selections in there in particular. Before I head down to Hollywood, let's take a moment to take in the Carthay Circle. It's a restaurant, but it's a replica of the Carthay Circle Theater, which is the theater that saw the premiere of 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So it's probably one of the most high-end, if not the most high-end restaurant in the park. And Carthay Circle is this circle out here, and you can often find characters out here, or a street show from Five and Dime, or there's rumors that when the red car trolley returns, that there will be a return of a street show attached to that as well. Everyone's here getting ready to rope drop Avengers Campus and Cars Land. We'll come back this way. Carthay Circle, it's a beautiful spot. There's some VIP areas and a VIP bar, but there's also a lounge down on the bottom level when everything's operating like normal. It's got all this al fresco seating, and hopefully when World of Color returns, there'll be a Carthay Circle dining package, and there'll probably be one of the Storytellers and Wine Country Trattoria. So right here you can see one of the spots where people are able to gather for rope drop. It's not quite like Disneyland where there's just everybody's at the hub for rope drop. But here down Hollywood Boulevard towards the Hollywood Backlot. On the right here is the Disney Junior stage, which is back up and operating, doing a fun show. Beautiful building. Okay guys, so we saw there at Hollywood Boulevard where one large group is waiting to rope drop. And then over here at Carthay Circle, we've got another large group that's getting ready to rope drop. And there's a third place you can head for rope drop. So there's 3 different spots, because the parks are going to open a half an hour usually before the actual rope drop. So you can get into this Buena Vista area. And then you're going to have to decide, depending on what you want to go ride first, where you want to go. So the third spot is over here in the Grizzly Peak area. So it's a beautiful area, and we can check it out on the way. This Grizzly Peak area used to be called Condor Flats, but now it's just Grizzly Peak Airfield versus Grizzly Peak itself. And we'll come by and we'll see all sides of that. Right here is the Smoke Jumpers Grill. They can handle a lot of volume. They're great burgers, and usually have some type of veggie burger and maybe a chicken tenders or something like that kind of place. Humphreys is this shop over here. There used to be a really nice Volkswagen family kind of vacation wagon. You can actually come early and queue up for Soarin'. You see just a handful of folks already waiting for that lightning lane. They're gonna purchase it the second the park opens. Soarin' over California is playing, as it often does during the Food and Wine Festival. You see a lot of people already queuing up for that. There's a huge restroom area here. They're quick in and out, if not the most impressively themed, but still. And the queue for Soarin' stretches all the way back over here. And there's a little utility area over there, gets you through to downtown Disney. This is such a peaceful place in the morning. Right now, Grizzly Peak, Grizzly River Rapids,
Hello, friends.
is closed.
Welcome
Oh, here we
to
come.
Disney California Adventure.
Park's about to open.
For your enjoyment, the park will be opening.
So we'll
at
be starting our
8
tour
a.m.
on once the
Thank
park
you,
opens this way
and we
down on
hope you
Pixar
enjoy
Pier.
your day with us here at the Disneyland Resort.
So there's a group that's going to be queued up down here near Pixar Pier. Right here is the Grand Californian Resort. So huge, almost 1,000 rooms, highest end hotel in the park. And it attaches right to DCA right here. So how cool is that? So this is where the peak, the legend of Grizzly Peak. We'll see if we have time before the park opens. But you can see the story of Usumate, who's the grizzly bear on top of the mountain. And the grizzly was a powerful being, and the coyote asked him to always watch over and protect their land. Then one day the people came and tried to chase Usumate from the mountains. But the grizzly was strong and he held his ground. When the coyote saw the brave bear standing, so many, he turned Usumate into stone so he could never be driven away. So that's why there's the great bear spirit on top of the mountain here in stone. So this is all under refurbishment. It's our big bear. Puts on a big sweater in the holiday time. And you can have all these balconies where you're just looking out into the park. So that's really cool. Pretty amazing. Rushing River Outfitters is the major store over here on this side of the park in this land. Humphreys and Russian River Outfitters. That's more water in it than was in it yesterday. So they're filling it up and they're pumping water back and forth from the tide pool. So must be headed in a good direction. Over here is the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. There's all sorts of, rope pathways and high up balconies and bridges and swings that you can climb on, and it's great for little kids too. There's like a rope swing, like a zip line. That's really fun. And there's a cave that you can go into where you can put your palm on Kenai's cave and see what your spirit animal is. And slides, and there's a climbing wall. A lot of fun. Right now there's also a Raya meet and greet that you can see right there. Good morning. The Peloton wheel is spinning, which is cool. It was not spinning yesterday, so again, more water in the reservoir. Looks like they're getting closer to getting that going. So here we can see the third spot where everybody's queuing up. And these guys, maybe some of them might dash for Radiator Springs Racers from here. It's not a bad idea. And you can also go Incredicoaster or Midway Mania, probably the ones folks are going to. Normally, here in the Grizzly Peak Recreation Area, there's a path, and obviously they're using it for construction, that goes around behind where the ride loads. And it's really a huge, massive loading area, really well themed, and it goes past some waterfalls and rivers. Really nice to walk at night. Always has so much rushing water that it just, you feel like you're in the woods in a national park. So check that out when this opens back up, which it will by the summer. And right here is the Embarcadero on the left, which is mainly backstage space. There's not really much in there right now you can get into. There is a shop up in the front, but it's not open again yet. But there's restrooms right here that are pretty heavily used, and some of meet and greets over here on the right. Nick Wilde, you can usually find the Zootopia characters here, and this is the Little Mermaid show building here on the right. And I don't quite understand it. Like, it's like a little kind of main street in the middle of Grizzly Peak and Pixar Pier, but hence it is. All right, here we go, guys.
Dreams which led to extraordinary achievements and wondrous adventures. Adventures where natural majesties, budding towns, and groundbreaking discoveries would all find a place in his heart. Today, we invite you to explore your dreams and very cool
So I'm going to take you guys around Pixar Pier as the park opens. It's hard to resist the urge to go run on rides when you know it's going to be pretty crowded today. Spring break started. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. Thank you, Mrs. Dixon, for opening another day at DCA. Yeah, it's kind of a little Main Street area. It's a nice way for them to have some more windows to dedicate. So right now the California Food and Wine Festival is going on. It's a beautiful morning. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the Embarcadero. Here's the Little Mermaid. That's an Omni-Mover attraction. It's a lot of fun. It never has a line, or at least too much of one. If there is a line at the Little Mermaid, you know that it's a crowded day. I'm getting the festival merch going. This lights up really nicely at night. So the Food and Wine Festival, one way to do it is to get a sip and savor pass. And the cart to do that is up further towards Carthay Circle. And then you can go to a bunch of different locations and break off individual tabs that you get, cash them in for food. Or you can go pay for individual things. But there's usually two lines at every single one of them. There's the order line and then there's the pickup line. And the lines can get pretty long. This is the Golden Zephyr. It's absolutely a gorgeous ride to look at. And I actually think it's pretty fun to ride too. Not everyone agrees, but I really like the little pre-show, and it's got a real sassy kind of thing going, yeah. Riding the Golden Zephyr. And one thing is, if it's windy, they shut down the Golden Zephyr. So it won't be riding if it's windy. And that's also sometimes a good gauge on if they're actually going to do fireworks or not. Seaside Souvenirs. I don't know if you can see, but the hotel's still just right behind all of this, Grand Californian. And that hotel over there behind everything is the Paradise Pier Hotel. But as close as it looks, you still have to walk all the way up and around. Corn Dog Castle, it's the only place where you can get a hot link corn dog or a cheddar cheese stick in either park. And I think the Sunglass Hut might be the only high-end kind of sunglass place left in the parks. Here's the Jumpin' Jellyfish, kind of a kiddie drop tower, but absolutely beautiful ride as well. So here's Goofy, and it's a Wild Mouse style coaster, pretty typical coaster. So normally there would be running the Festival Beer Garden, and back there is also Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, which is okay. Bayside Brews, where I always see a huge line of people waiting to order beer, and like a mobile order employee like wishing someone would mobile order something. I often oblige him or her or they. The Silly Symphony Swings, which is based on the Silly Symphony cartoon, the band concert, the Silly Symphony cartoon, the band concert. It's really kind of fun and really appropriate and works well for the ride. It used to be the Orange Peel, Orange Stinger, and it had this giant orange peel that went all the way up and around. I kind of prefer the Silly Symphony Swings and the tie-in to the old school Mickey. Okay, it does look like it's running. There's just only a few people in line. Here's the Emotional Whirlwind. Used to be Flicks Flyers over in Bugs Land, but it's been reskinned and it's really pretty and really cute. Quick little spinner ride, a lot of fun. Great addition to Pixar Pier. Here in the old Maliboomer location, the first drop tower. Here on the right is Bing Bong Sweet Stuff, which is a really, really cute store. It's a fairly recent addition with Pixar Pier's makeover. And over there's a little bar that serves the most sugary slushies that you've ever had. They're so sugary, but they're good. I can never make it through a whole one. And then Bing Bong and lots of cute merch. Some candy and the slushies, but also a whole lot of shirts and merch. Here's the entrance for the Pixar Pal Around. And you have your choice between non-swinging and swinging gondolas. And I think that the swinging gondolas might just be the scariest ride in the park. Yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy, Incredicoaster, yeah. But these swinging gondolas, super scary. Pixar Pier band stage, promenade. On the band stage here, character meet and greets here right now. The Jameters. Here's a Pixar Pier Kugel ball. I think if you took that ball away, the water would be able to shoot up almost a mile. There's a handful of actual games that you can play here. They're all usually pretty easy to play. Hi. And Wally Space Race isn't open yet, but it will be. Just the 4 of them, and you can buy tokens here to play the games. Some of them are like almost like the old duck pond game where you just grab something, you're guaranteed to win something. But they're cute and they're fun to play with your kids. Or whoever you want. So here's Toy Story Midway Mania. Everyone rushing for that. Line looks pretty good right now, actually. It's Angry Dogs. You can get some spicy hot dog. They don't have all the cool sauces they used to. Behind that curtain would be Mr. Potato Head, but he's not out today. But you can't beat a 15-minute wait for Toy Story. Senior Buzz's Churros. See everybody getting ready. Let's go play the game. It's a fun one. A lot of fun. Over here is where you exit the ride. And the Poultry Palace, which, as you might guess, has chicken and turkey. Legs, all legs. Here we have Jesse's Critter Carousel, replaced King Triton's Carousel. It's really cute, a lot of fun. Ride the backward skunk if you can. There she is. She's always having fun. And then here's the Incredicoaster entrance. So the Incredicoaster, by the way, with the Incredicoaster Plaza, there's secret restrooms back here that almost are always abandoned. So it can be a pretty great place to head to. They'll get it going. It's not unusual for the Incredicoaster to be down.
So this is a
So that's the Incredicoaster. It's an incredible ride when it's operating. And this brings you around the other side of Pixar Pier. Out there is the World of Color Paradise Lagoon. We'll take a closer look at that. Here's the adorable snowman frosted treats. It's the Dole Whip of this park. It's very good. Lemon, mango, good stuff. Knickknacks is a really large shop over here on Paradise Pier. Very nice. Pixar themed. Ooh, look at that turning red teapot. Oh, it's a bowl set. Oh, love it. So this is a really nice store. You can find a wide range of stuff. And then over here is the Lamplight Lounge. And the Lamplight Lounge is fantastic. There's really two restaurants, one on the top, one on the bottom. Top is usually walk up, the bottom is usually reservation only. And you can sit there and look out over Paradise Lagoon. Adventure is out there. So here we have Paradise Lagoon, and they have been hard at work, non-stop, around the clock on installing these new towers, getting all these new projectors working, but you can see the show platform there, the boats they have to use to get out to it, and it's really impressive machine. So hopefully they get this all working. April 22nd it's all supposed to reopen. And with Disney California Adventures Food and Wine Festival, there's stages out here. So that's a really sweet setup with those extension poles too. So here's the seating area for World of Color. So if you got a trip coming up for World of Color, some of this seating area gets set aside for wheelchairs, some of the seating area gets set aside, used to get aside for like dessert party or different dining plans that you would take. And then some of it would be set aside for Fast Pass, and then some of it would be general admission. And then the rest of the time you'd have to get around here. Getting over here on this bridge early, it's actually a great spot to watch it. But always being, the more center you are, usually the better the projections look. But there's really not a bad view anywhere around here, but this is what you're dealing with. Standing room only for that show. Okay, we're gonna cut over to the Pacific Wharf. This is a Pin Traders and a Joffrey's coffee that's very popular. So this is one of the three entrances to the Pacific Wharf. This bridge here. You can see there's actually a cement wall there that keeps the water from the lagoon separate from this water here. Which is looking a little bit dirty because they're probably refilling Grizzly River Run Grizzly River Rapids, because this is the tidal pool that actually works with Grizzly River Rapids and feeds that water. For that type of a ride to operate, there's an ebb and flow as to when water has to come in. They have to have a way to drain it quickly, that kind of stuff. And this is the tidal pool. So this actually acts very much like a Pacific Northwest tidal pool throughout the day and will change levels when that ride is in operation. And the other cool thing about this bridge, they've recently put tables out here on it, but it's actually got like an earthquake effect. So just to scare all of us out here who live in the West Coast on fault lines, remind us that we live in earthquake country. We got a cool stage going up here. Hi. I love those giant LED fixtures. Pacific Wharf Bakery over there on the left. Casino Cucamonga over here on the right. Rita's Baja Blenders. Was just there with Damien the other day. How fun. Pacific Wharf Cafe is like your bread bowl location here. And they have a Boudin Bakery tour that you can take, get a little free piece of bread, and go over and watch them make some bread. So there's all your bread bowls for the day. And then over here on the right is Ghirardelli's Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop. And they've got Ghirardelli's ice cream and ice cream sundaes galore, banana split kind of thing. You can often go in there and get a free piece of chocolate. And here we have the Lucky Fortune Cookery, which is good too. I like the miso. It's pretty good. There's restrooms for Pacific Wharf are right here. And there's a beer cart over there. It's usually not too hard to find a beer at DCA. Okay, well, I think that this entrance into Cars Land here from the Pacific Wharf is just one of the absolute successes of Imaginarium. So here we have the Cadillac Mountain Range, Willie's Butte, which the Radiator Springs Racers ride races you around. Here we have the back patio of Flo's V8 Cafe. People having a good time. It's hard to believe this is all here on 12 acres. You can see all the different Cadillac cars, or different years of Cadillac cars coming down. A lot of solar panels on top of that show building running that ride too. Here we have the line for Radiator Springs Racers. It's just always been a hugely popular ride and continues to be the most popular ride in the park. Ooh, ka-chow. So here's Lightning and Flo's V8 Cafe, which they're not doing breakfast yet, but they will soon. And they have burgers and chicken sandwiches and a veggie burger, shakes, fries. They have good steak fries. Lots of seating. Ooh, look at that line. So they've got a cool stage going on. I think they're doing a commemoration of some extended service cast members who have been here a long time. You can see Radiator Springs in its perfection. Radiator Springs Curios is not open yet, but Sarge's is open up there, and all the Cozy Cone is open. We'll check out a little bit more of that. Ramone's is a great place to get art and other merch as well. It connects on down through to the entrance for Radiator Springs Racers. And you can see the town hall. And this is Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters. Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters is the first trackless vehicle ride at a Disney park in the United States. It started out as Luigi's Flying Tires, but that didn't work out so well. It's kind of an homage to the flying saucers of the 60s at Disneyland. But it's a fun little ride. It's very pretty to watch, and it's fun to ride as well. Very complicated for its time. And then here's the back entrance to the Cozy Cone Motel. So each one of these cones is a quick service restaurant, counter, and have different things. Pop cone, concoctions, this is where you can get alcohol. And the chili cone queso, they've got these breaded cones that have mac and cheese or chili in them. And I've gotten myself in a chain. It's fun to peek in here too. It's well themed. Got some, you guys see the hidden Mickey and the hidden Oswalds there? And there's underneath the cone is, if you can see it, is Buzz Lightyear. But Sally's Motel, she keeps it nice. And churros. A few tables. Doc's Clinic there actually attaches to Flo's V8 Cafe. It's part of the seating. There's really 3 distinct seating areas for Flo's. And often right here in front of here is where you see character meet and greets. This is the restroom area ahead for Cars Land. And yeah, this is the line for Radiator Springs Racers stretching out. Sarge's Surplus Hut has like little miniature cars. It also has some really cool like dioramas inside of it with lots and lots of little cars, so it's cute. This is backstage space right here.
For Radiator Springs Racers, please stay to the right side of the white line for Radiator Springs Racers.
He's letting you know. This is Tomater's Jamboree, Junkyard Jamboree. It's a cute little Zamperla spinner whip ride. And Fillmore's Taste In, kind of snacks, same kind of stuff you're going to get at Mortimer's Market. Really cute. And here's the main entrance to Cars Land from the main thoroughfare of DCA. So there's a big sign, always a photographer there. But it really is just like a really perfectly themed land. That yellow light down there, I realized yesterday, that It used to be the third blink that was longer, but now it's the second blink that it's longer. So they're changing it up. There's more of the festival kiosks here in front of Wine Country Trattoria, which is a table service restaurant. It also has Magic Key Terrace up on top of it. And then over on the side it has the Sonoma Terrace, which is a nice spot to grab some wine. And we'll go over and look at Grizzly Peak before we head into Avengers Campus. Wow. I think what you're looking at right now is a pretty crowded park and quite a few attractions down. So everyone's closing in on those same attractions. But it's always nice to take a moment to appreciate Grizzly Peak. Several of these folks may have park hoppers, but park hopping does not happen until 1 o'clock these days, and there's no signal as to when that might change or if that might change. So let's go into Avengers Campus. I think what you're seeing here on the left is some serious backup for web slingers. So this is, I would consider it the main entrance to Avengers Campus. This is where their Skybeam is. And up there on that large hook is where the Spider-Man show happens. And this wall has been painted by Miles Morales. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. Into the Spider-Verse was too good. So yeah, up there he does a stunt show, Stuntronic flying over. I've been to Avengers Campus a lot of times, and this is the longest line for web slingers I've ever seen. These web suppliers, it's everything Spider-Man and involved with the ride. Cool shop, pretty small. Now we're getting around to where I'm used to seeing the ride, because that's the exit for the ride back there. Let's see what it says the wait is. When the ride first opened, they had us winding around backstage, but they must not be doing that anymore. 2-hour wait. Here's the main entrance for web slingers. This is Shawarma Palace, one of 2 shawarma food carts. Over here is the Doctor Strange Sanctum, the ancient sanctum. So the story of this whole land is that the ancient sanctum had some special powers around this area. Hello. And we've got some Eternals in there. And there's some special powers around this area. And that's why they built here. And it's originally the Strategic Scientific Reserve that built here. Stark's father from the Agent Carter series. And you see a little bit of that theming right here. And if you keep going here, it connects right over to Cars Land, Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters. And we'll turn around, we'll head back into the main Avengers Campus Plaza. We've got the Quinn jet and the super cool Jeep. Right over here on these curved stairs, benches, is where the Dora Milaje Warriors of Wakanda show happens. Very cool. That's Campus Supply, and right behind it, over here, let's take a peek. So you know where to go are the restrooms. Okay, so here are the restrooms behind that area. PIM Test Kitchen. We've got some Avengers Campus cast members up there today getting things ready for the heroes. There's the PIM Test Kitchen. It has an interesting menu. It's a bit hit or miss, I think, but there's some good stuff on there. Guardians of the Galaxy Tower, but this is Avengers headquarters, where all of the Avengers assemble. Shows happen, and then right in this corner you see a lot of meet and greets. Captain America, Iron Man, Loki. Here comes Ant-Man. And we have the PIM Tasting Lab, which is pretty good. I had the honey fusion last night, and whew, it was good. It was spicy, good. So I enjoy this place. This has got some good drinks, and you can see up there the lights from A Bug's Land are up on top. And the collector came to this area as well because of the power of the ancient sanctum, and he was attracted to that. That's what brought the Guardians here. Only 70 minutes. I think we got a lot of little kids. Otherwise, it might be good to hop in line here. Some really amazing theming here. We missed Joe Rohde. Some new cool stuff they've done in the street leading up to it. It's pretty neat. And this is where the Guardians of the Galaxy awesome dance-off show happens too. You see rockets, red footprints everywhere. Around the back side of the ride is the exit, of course, and it's also, you exit through the gift shop, so it's where the collector's warehouse is. And you can come and go shopping there in the collector's warehouse if you want to. But that's where you're going to exit through that ride. It's a thrill ride. It's a heck of a drop tower.
Hi, honey.
Crazy how quiet this side of Avengers Campus is. And this is the Terran Treats cart, where they have brightly colored treats. Sugary stuff, but it's pretty good. This is the, used to be the queuing area for the Hyperion Theatre. Right now it's just being used as like a seating plaza. It's always easy to find a table over here. There's a second Shawarma Palace cart over here if you want to grab some shawarma. Hopefully we'll be seeing something return to the Hyperion Theatre here very, very soon. Animation building on our left. This is the Hyperion Theatre. Last, before the parks closed, it was showing Frozen live at the Hyperion. Before that, Aladdin, and before that, even a couple other shows. Right now you can see the Jammin' Chefs out here. You can also see them down at Pixar Pier. It's a nice picture shot, that's for sure. Picture spot. So we'll circle back around over here to the animation building, which is really the main feature of this section. There's some photo spots and often some meet and greets here. Used to be the heavily themed Marvel area, and now it's kind of getting repurposed a little, maybe. course, Avengers Campus is dedicated to Stan Lee. And to quote one of my favorite YouTubers, there goes the monorail. Hope it's okay if I borrow that, Adam. So, a lot of times there's some chase card special meet and greets back over here, maybe Magic Key meet and greet. And there used to be a lot of photo ops over there. Used to have Captain Marvel's Quinjet poking out, but not so much anymore. For now, you just got some corner refreshments. And the Monsters, Inc. attraction. Mike and Sully to the rescue. Which of course is a reskin of the famous Superstar limo, and is joining this morning's list of non-operational attractions. You got some more kiosks over here as well. And there's this really great stage. And I'm glad Disney found the room to do this. But you can come here and there's a lot of local bands, high schools and middle schools that will perform here. And they'll also be, it's part of the nighttime spectaculars and nighttime after hours events. And, it used to be the Mad Tea Party over here. But you can see how it's actually all backstage for that facade over there. But they have some really great equipment here. You can see the parade lights and stuff that can extend up. So this is a cool little spot to catch shows. I think there'll be some Alice's Wonderland shows over there for the food festival. Much like over there where Captain Marvel's ship is, that's a huge soundstage over there. It used to be an attraction. Here's Studio Store. But here you also have the Disney Backlot Premiere Shop. For a while it was a Magic Key thing, but it's very Avengers focused, and it's a massive, massive soundstage again. I think the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used to be in there. But right now it's just a big shop. Always like this tile work here on this facade.
They'll have Avengers shows today. Oh, okay.
Schmoozies. Get yourself some pretty good shakes here. These are not as over-sugared as, like, say, Bing Bong sweet stuff. They're usually pretty darn good. A little more fruit in them, a little less sugar. So here's the animation building. Another massive success for Disney Imagineers. So let's go check it out for a minute, see what's inside.
Yeah. They have a
So over here there's Turtle Talk with Crush, which is a whole lot of fun. You can go to the Marine Life Institute in there, and there's a small little theater in there. And Crush will come down with his hydrophone and does a little show with you. It's very interactive. It's fun, especially for little kids. They rent this place out for private events and like weddings and stuff like that too. Wouldn't that be cool? Over here is the Animation Academy. It's got a large theater inside of it where you can do a Learn to Draw session, and it's always worth your time and always fun. You get a souvenir out of it. A great memory and experience moment with a Disney animator. The character close-up is closed and has been for a long time. But the Sorcerer's Workshop is open and has some cool old animation artifacts that are cool to watch, and it also has the Beasts Library, which is really beautiful and a neat themed room that transforms. So if you've got any Beauty and the Beast fans, it's definitely something you're going to want to see. So we'll head out, which takes you out through off the page. which makes total sense with the animation building, right? We're not headed out there off the page right now. Here's the main exit, and that's okay. So that really brings us around full circle. Okay, so we're back to where this rope drop area was, where they let this group released. Well, thanks so much for joining me here today. Hope you enjoyed this tour of the park. And we're gonna let Pluto say goodbye for us.
Du är från the show. Try together,